the audio on. Check, check, 1, 2, 3. Steve, check it up. Check, check.
Check, 1, 2, 3.
There we go. Oops.
Hey, we're live.
We are live. I'm just gonna switch up this capture. Unlock.
Check, 1, 2, 3.
We're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live stream.
We are live on the stream. Live streaming.
Good to see you, Connor, by the way.
Yeah, you guys.
You got Odin in there.
You guys.
Is my level okay?
Connor's booking guests now, so you can thank him for this week. Yeah, your level's good, man.
I had to change my interface, my USB
Whoa,
interface.
Roll Dude, thanks for that follow. Okay, cool. I'm going to move this down here so I can look at it. And that's where I'm going to talk to people on. Check, check, 1, 2, 3. And I can see everything.
Clown's in there. Cornish is in there.
What up? Who's here?
Tom Stokes.
How's everybody doing? Odin, Phoenix. Got some steady users. I don't know why my chat is just green and yellow. I should change the colors of my chat. Whatever. Green and yellow is cool for now. It's cool for now.
We have Tequila Squared. I'm home.
Say what?
Tequila Squared.
What's that mean?
I'm guessing 2 shots of tequila as far as my interpretation.
Oh. I thought
Could be wrong, but I'm liking my interpretation.
Oh, is that what somebody's saying? Oh, Tequila
that's their name. That's their username.
Oh, Squared? Squared?
Tequila Squared.
Well, 1 squared is still 1.
Yeah, but
maybe if they do 2 shots, it'd be 4.
Yeah, that would be if you started with 2, you'd be 4.
Yeah, maybe they can tell us. Please tell us.
Roll Duke 69. Never knew you streamed. Nice.
Glad to be here. Never streamed. Learned a lot from YouTube when I was shooting Warped Tour a few years ago. Oh, welcome back. Yeah, I used to a little bit.
Tequila Squared said it comes from a quote from the show Sense8.
All right, good. Now we know, Steve.
Yeah, I'm down.
Now we know. Well, we've got a good show today. Austin should be here in a little bit. In like 8 minutes approximately. It's going to be chill.
I never noticed. Is this new? When you hover over somebody's name, there's a reply button now.
No, it's new. They released it recently.
That's so much easier.
Yeah, it's cool. What up, Devin? What up, Tom? And yeah, anybody in chat, feel free to say hey. We're going live. I should probably post something, huh?
Our guest today is just awesome.
Yeah, good dude. Steve, what you been up to? What you drinking? Oh, wait, Gatorade. Blue Gatorade.
Damn. Pellegrino. Damn. The bubbly water.
Yes.
Nothing, just the normal Sunday stuff. I was on the air this morning like usual every Sunday from 6 to 10. And
that's great.
Just hanging out with you now, man.
Dude, I was looking forward to this. My week has been a mess just because of traveling. And I was like, but I got to hang out with Steve and chat on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's so fun. It's really...
Yes.
It kind of makes the start of the week or end of the week. Are you back home? That's your room.
This is my room. I'm here. I'm moving in a week. And then I'm actually going to put a hat on. But yeah, I'm moving in a week. And this is my room. I'm here now.
Nice. Welcome home.
Thank you. 1 sec.
He's gone. I'll take the L. Don't want to remove the dude's artistic eye from the world. Yep. Yeah, I agree with Connor Kaplan Lasagna, man. I look forward to this every week. It's just a way to chill and talk photography. You're gonna wear a hat? Now I gotta get a hat. Also,
Adam, what up, Roll Dude? Adam, that's easy. Yeah, I gotta get a hat. You know, that's a cookie. What up, Maya PNG? Thanks for the follow. Finally made it to the stream. Heck yes. Heck yes.
Yeah, Odin, I agree with you, man. Favorite time of the week.
Yo, Steve, we don't have to give the exact specifics, but we've got something we're doing on Thursday, so it's a little different this week. It's going to be fun. You're going to hear about it in Discord, so if you aren't already part of the Discord, get on it. Odin, I hope you're awake at 2 o'clock Pacific. I want to have you on this. And then let's hit up, what's the guy who always does the crazy stuff? The black and
Hill?
white. What? Yeah, Nate Hill. Nate
Hill. Yeah,
Nate, you better be available too. I haven't hit you guys up yet, but I think I've got a fun stream idea and that you guys are going to be down with. And yeah, I hope you guys are awake at 2 our time, well, the Photog hang time.
2 Pacific time.
What up, Jer? Doing great. Yeah, we'll do something. Yeah, I know you guys are friends, so I figured we start with you two. I just gotta design it. No, two B, two Pacific. It's just that Odin is in another country, I believe. Right? Isn't Odin in Germany or something?
Where are you at, Odin?
Yeah. No, we don't stream at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. would be
Oh, it
better.
says 2 a.m. would be better. Yeah.
Discord. I got you.
You put the Discord in there. Perfect.
Make sure you join us in our photographer's Discord. Oh,
So Odin's in Melbourne.
does that not show up? Does I ban him? It's because I banned links. I gotta switch that. Oh well. Let's see if I can turn that on.
Well, if you banned links, then how is Connor going to post any links?
Connor's allowed because he's a mod. Stream Element should be a mod too, though. I guess I don't know what's happening.
Oh, Connor just put it in there. We're good. Thank you,
Okay.
Connor.
I got a mod Stream Elements.
So Odin is in Melbourne.
Oh, Melbourne. That's way out of there.
It's more than an hour.
That's way there. Well, it's. Yeah,
Parker said Streamlabs is a mod, but Stream Elements isn't. Okay.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. All right, now they're in mod. Now it should work. Discord. There we go. In the Discord now. Perfect. Yeah. How'd you guys like the editing this week? How'd it go for you? Steve, did you edit it?
I did not edit this week, actually. It's been kind of a crazy week.
Same.
But I've been watching all the submissions come through, and there's been some really unique, like there always are. I mean,
Thanks for
some
following,
people
K-Doc.
see some just crazy stuff.
Everybody say welcome to He and Money because we got new. When we get new people here, guys, we gotta welcome them because
And Money.
Yeah,
Welcome.
We gotta welcome them because it's not that I'm bored of you guys, but we gotta get new people coming in. Right, Steve?
Yeah. And actually, Hen Money said it was really hard edit.
Yes, it was a good photo though. I'm happy that he allowed us to use it. I thought that was very nice of him.
See, and Hey Phoenix said that they don't know if they like their
Oh, Christian.
colored version or black and white. And I kind of saw that a lot. A lot of people, I think more than usual, posted multiple versions because they couldn't decide.
Yeah, and it's one of those photos that you can change all the colors, and there's not really too much skin tones, and there's a lot of stuff you can change, so you don't notice it as much. But
Yeah.
Anyway. Hey, Steve, look at my photo of Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
It's right there. Also, Steve, I haven't.
We need to zoom it in.
Steve, go like this. Go like that. Like you're high-fiving me.
Oh.
No, like to the side though. Like where my you know what I mean? Like where my screen is.
Oh, I got you.
Yes.
Oh,
there.
wrong side.
Yeah, ready? Wait, hold it.
Wait, one,
No,
two.
I'm not ready yet. 1 second. I'm almost ready. 1, 2, 3, go. Perfect. Other way. Other side. There we go. Are you watching the stream, Steve?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm watching the Zoom window.
If you watch the stream, I got a high five. High fiving you right now.
I got you. All right, here we go.
All right, perfect. Yes, high five. Good job. We did it. So,
I love it. That's pretty cool. Where'd you get that thing?
I don't know, Google, man. I'm just trying to do some more things that people can if people redeem a high five, I'm gonna just throw it on the screen whenever they do it.
Nice.
So maybe Steve does something good, like, hey, Steve, good job drinking San Pellegrino today. Captain Lasagna redeems a high five. I turn the high five on. You hit us with the high five again, and now we're in business.
Maya says this is so wholesome. Yes, it is.
We got high fives on screen. Steve, you got to high five them. You're leaving them hanging right now. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Good job. All right.
We got it.
That's the idea.
Now it's in front of your face. I love it.
Yeah.
So what do we got in here? Who else is in here?
Phoenix, that was your high five too. We got them both at once. And then, yeah.
So our guest today
is about to be here.
I think you guys are going to, well, you already know because you've edited the shot. But if you haven't gone and looked at this person's portfolio,
We're
Just
going to.
there is some stuff in there that's just gold.
And there's Captain with all the links. With
Got a
all the
Lindsey
links.
Sterling shot in here that I dig.
Oh yeah, love Lindsay. Good music. Oh, Austin has arrived. Everybody, give Austin a warm welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Austin Roa.
He's here.
Crowd goes
Welcome.
wild.
The crowd is going wild in chat.
Yo.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Of course, dude. Hey, I just want to say really fast that your sweatshirt matches my desktop. But you
Nice. You know, I just got this like 2 days ago, like 2 or 3 days ago.
I just changed my desktop today, so this is perfect.
You guys coordinated your
We
outfits.
figured it out. We coordinated our digital outfits. Yeah. Oh well. What'd you do with your 15-minute break?
Got some water
Yes.
and honestly just kind of twiddled my thumbs.
So I'd like to hear.
As one does.
I just sat here like just waiting, like, all right.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, we have the guests on about 15 minutes before we go live when you see that screen because we have to check audio and visuals and make sure the screen share works and all that jazz. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I think it worked out.
Yeah.
Good.
How you doing? Happy Sunday, man.
Yeah, man. Happy Sunday.
Yeah. And if it's correct me if I'm wrong, but we caught you at a very good time. You are leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, I was literally so I live in Austin and I was in Dallas like the last like week and a half. And so my girlfriend and I, we just drove back from Dallas like right when we like got on and talked for a little bit. We had just gotten back like 10 minutes before that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
and you said you're in Boston?
Austin
Proper area or out in the
Austin
the
with an
outskirts?
A.
Yeah, Austin with an A. Austin proper.
Austin. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like right, not like in downtown, but like from our window we can kind of see downtown.
I've never been to Austin. I need to.
Oh man, it's a blast. That's how I was able to just sort of get started in this whole.
Steve,
like,
you like music? Go to Austin. Get out of here.
I know.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Come to South by
Well, there's that, but I understand that the whole city is just nothing but music and art and barbecue,
rivers.
Yeah.
The
live
river
music.
walk. I hear a lot about that.
Yeah, live music, Barton Springs, barbecue, and tacos. That's everything we offer.
That's
pretty
great.
much my life.
Are you
I'm
from
good
there?
with that.
You grew up there? Where are you from?
No, I grew up in I grew up in Mexico City for like 9 years, and then from there moved back to Dallas, and then grew up in Dallas, and then went to school here in Austin, and then just ended up staying.
College.
Yeah.
What'd you go to school for, my friend?
Radio, television, and film.
Ooh, Steve,
yeah.
go, Steve. Just take it from here, Steve.
Well, don't look at me.
Steve loves radio.
He is ahead of all of us at this point.
I love radio.
So, radio and television and film. What was your second choice?
There was no second choice. That was
that.
So yeah, and let me tell you something, dude. Getting into the University of Texas at Austin is like, that is such a stupid hard school to get into. Because I went to community college for 2 years and was like working 2 different jobs while I was going to school, and transferring into UT, I had a 3.9 GPA, and I still didn't get into the RTF program.
3.9.
Yeah, so
that's like 3 times what I got. That's insane.
Yeah. Still didn't get in, and it's like, this is bullcrap. The only reason I wanted to come to the school was because of the RTF program, and like was able to get like a meeting with like the associate dean of the College of Communications,
right?
And basically was kind of telling him like, hey, like this is what I really want to go for. I want to do video stuff with musicians. Like that's my goal. Like here's some of my work, and I don't know what else I can do to get into the RTF program. And he basically just said, hey man, just take these courses this semester, and you come back to me at the end of the semester with nothing but A's, and I'll put you in RTF.
That's a great deal.
That's a deal.
So, yeah, I was like, sir, yes, you got it. So just did that, worked really hard, and then I got like a B- in my science. It was the, I'll never forget the science class. It was the study of black holes quasars, and a cosmic universe. That was the name. Wait, am I allowed to curse or no?
You can curse occasionally, just not always.
That was
Yeah, go for
I mean, you know, that was the hardest fucking class.
it. See, that's a well-used curse word.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it
'cause
makes
really-
sense. That's fine.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
and how
so
often today do
hard.
you use your black hole knowledge and your quasar knowledge?
You know, once in a blue moon.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Is that a technical
Once in a
term?
blue-
Is
But
blue
yeah,
a
no,
technical term?
I came back and that was the only B that I had in the class, and he was like, "Oh man, don't worry about that class. You're good. You're in." And I was like, "All right." And then that was it. And stayed here. So
Yeah, that was one of the required classes, right? PQ wants to know, right?
that science class.
Yeah, you had to take that in order to get into the place you wanted to be.
Yeah. I needed to finish my science credit, and I had to take a science class that semester.
That's
I gotta
wild.
say though,
It was
if there's something inside of me that says a B+ in black holes and quasars is pretty damn good, man.
Yeah.
It's it's funny, that class started with like and it was for non-science majors, and that class started with like 300 kids, and it ended with like maybe 30 or 40.
Oh, because everybody just left.
Wow.
Everyone's dropping the class. Yeah.
But was it fascinating though?
The middle of the semester started to get really interesting because I didn't know what a quasar was. It's basically just a brutal explosion, and at any point, if Earth is in line of a quasar explosion, we're doomed. So I remember our professor was like, "By the way, a quasar could explode at any second, and everything could just turn off. So save your moments here." And we're just
Turn off is a very nice way of saying like you will not exist ever
Yeah.
again.
Connor just said how much sensor dust to make a quasar.
we have a thing like Austin. I don't know how much you use Twitch or if you're a gamer, you watch stuff, but basically each channel has a currency, and with that currency you can redeem stuff. So ours is called sensor dust, and we don't have a lot of them turned on right now because we have a guest. But you can get a photo edited or a portfolio review, and Connor was asking how much sensor dust to have a quasar go off.
Sensor dust.
Yeah, collecting sensor dust is kind of the currency. It's the it's like fun. So
I like that. Yeah.
we also got a high five on. Do you have the stream up right now, Austin, or no? Or do you just?
I had the chat, but
Oh, it's all good.
Oh, you know what? I can.
You don't have to have it up, but I'm just saying we got a high five, which is Steve. I got you. Steve.
Oh man, we're gonna commit right now. I can do this. There we go.
Twitch.tv/Elmakias. Do you see the high five?
Here it comes.
Wait. All right. Wait, I got it up.
It's time to level up.
Oh, it gave me a.
You're getting an ad. Yeah, dude. This
Yeah,
is the
getting an app.
All right, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're good, and we'll get you a high five. I promise.
We'll do a high five.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yo, thank you so much for, first of all, giving your image to the community. We all very much appreciate that. And making time in your Sunday evening. It sounds like you're pretty rushed to join us, because this is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I got it up.
You got it up. All right, high five's
right,
coming in.
so-
Ready, set, go. Bam. High five. Yep, that's perfect. We just high fived like 10 times, dude.
Like that? Okay. Oh, we got it!
That's all there is to it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it lagged a little bit for me. All right, so
Yeah, the stream, like it just came up for me.
Yeah, the stream, like the stream is like 3 seconds. It's the future. We're the future.
Yeah.
It's the past.
Cool.
Yeah.
yeah, that worked out.
But
cool.
anyway, let's get into a little bit more. I'm going to take over this next 20-ish minutes, and Steve's going to jump in a little bit, and then Steve will take over the next 20-ish minutes. But we kind of do our thing. But I want it so we know you through AJR because that's the photo you submitted, but you work with a lot of different artists. How long, we know that you went to school. How long after you went to school or you completed school did it take for you to kind of convert your path into a touring photographer or get on the road and doing what you wanted to do?
I would say in total, because I sort of discovered the live music scene when I was 19.
Okay.
And when I was still in community college, and I didn't really get to start touring until I was 23.
Okay. And how old are you now?
So 25.
Okay. So you've been touring for 2 years now ish.
Yeah,
Well,
just a few years.
And you started photographing bands at 19?
I didn't start photography until a couple of years ago.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I was always a video person. The dream for me personally was to go on the road with bands and artists and shoot documentaries.
Okay.
I didn't if I'm being truthful, I didn't want to have anything to do with photography. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And that's why I went to school because I wanted to be a great editor,
Yeah.
and I wanted to put stories together and just make movies on the road.
That's
to me, that was that was always kind of the goal. But I knew when I graduated from UT that I started to realize, like, if I really want to be able to get into this, I think I need to start taking photos. Otherwise, I'm kind of limiting myself. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah.
How you sort of got into it, but for me, I was like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna start learning how to do photography. And so for like a year straight after I graduated, I just focused on photography and just went to a bunch of house shows. And I moved back to Dallas for a little bit, back into my dad's house and lived
Save
there.
That money.
Yeah, exactly. And lived there for a bit and just went to so many house shows. And all I used was a Canon 5D Mark III with a 24-105.
That's
lens?
a versatile setup though, right there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a really great lens to use for documentary filmmaking. And this is gonna sound bad, but for like 5 or 6 months, I didn't go on YouTube. I didn't know how to really do this, and I was on manual focus for like 5 months straight, and I was just sitting there like struggling, and then I was like,
That's
oh my god,
cool. Respect.
I was like, I finally am starting to understand this a little bit, and man, I just kept hustling, and I just kept just kept trying to get into shows and
into houses.
Yeah, and exactly. And before I got into UT, I would always drive down to Austin for South by,
Mhm.
and I would always just, I mean, I don't advocate for this, but at the time, I would just sneak into a bunch of
I know
shows.
what's coming up next. As soon as you
Yeah.
said it, I was
I
like,
know.
I know what's coming up next.
I don't advocate this.
Because like I don't
Do not
wanna
try
tell-
this at home.
Yeah, exactly. Because I
Try
don't
it
want
at
to
other
tell
people's
people
homes.
like, like sneak into shows. It works for everyone because obviously, please be careful with that. But I mean, honestly, man, I wore black, and I would just walk in with a camera, and I would just like, hey, I'm supposed to shoot here, and they go, oh, okay, and I would just keep walking, and I would just find the bands that I really liked, and would just keep shooting their shows, and just kept doing that for 3 or 4 years straight. And then by like a year after I finished UT, basically was able to finally start touring with this artist called Jadebird. And there's a whole story on how I was able to meet her and get into her camp. But started touring with her, and then after I started touring with her, she opened up for Hosier, and then shot a few Hosier shows. And then Christian Turney, who was here not too long ago, couldn't fill in like one of the slots, and they were like, hey, like, we like your photos. Do you want to come tour with Hosier for a bit? I said, yeah, sure. And then did that, and then went and toured with Robert DeLong, and then he also opened up for AGR. That's how I met AGR, because they ended up hiring me after that. And so you see what I'm saying? It's just kind of like,
around. Yeah.
I just kept getting bounced around, and I was like, hey, I can do your merch, I can do your video, and I can do your photo.
I can do anything that lets me come on the road with you.
Let me come
What's
over.
interesting is each band was a jump to the other band, either based on opening form or something. But you started out by saying it's an interesting story how you met that first artist that you toured with.
Yeah, Jadebird.
And I want to know how because that was the trigger. How that happened.
Good call, Steve. Let's go. I like that question.
Because man, it's a pretty epic story, and I'd love to make a video about it one day. But I'll try to get into a brief part of it. Okay, so there's an artist called Robert DeLong who's on the same label as Jadebird, and I had met him June 4th, 2014.
Dates. Let's go.
June 4th, 2014. I was 19. That's the day I discovered live music. Like, I was at a festival, I had my camera, I was there to shoot like a local band, and I was like, oh my god, this is a thing. Like, I see people doing, with their cameras and hanging out with bands. Like, this is a real thing. This is what I want to do. I don't want to do anything else. And he was the first artist that I sort of shot, and I didn't know, and I just found him like 30 minutes after the set and was like, hey, like, I have all this cool footage of you. Can I please make you a video? And he was like, sure, man. Like, all right. And like gave me his email, and from there I had like kept up with him for like 3 or 4 years. But yeah, so fast forward, I had finished graduating, and I was went to Dallas, came back to Austin to try to get more into the music photography scene, and had a studio apartment, was struggling a lot, and got a call from the label, and they were like, hey, Robert DeLong is doing a music video with K-Flay.
Okay.
Can you put it together? Can you put the music video together? Because they were like, you do video, right? You can put that together, right?
Yeah, you can take care of this.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, like what exactly are you looking for? And they're like, well, we have a director in Russia who's animating everything. We just need to get them into a studio. We need to get like a red epic, and we need to get like a green screen, and you need to like shoot it. And I was like, cool, like
Like
yeah.
this is exactly what I need to do.
I was
I
like,
went to
yeah,
science class for
yeah.
this.
I was like, you got it, no problem. When is this? Like in a couple months? 5 days. We need
Wow.
you to in
That's a
5
lot of time. Sometimes it's like
Yeah. So yeah, because so K-Flay was on her tour, and they were gonna fly Robert from LA into Texas, and he was gonna do. They were gonna like perform their new song, which is it was called "Favorite Color Is Blue." If anyone wants to like look that up and watch the music video.
oh yeah, Connor, let's
we're
throw that
gonna-
in. Connor will throw it in chat.
Yeah.
And they'll
And
see.
so they were gonna have Robert perform the song with K-Flay in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. So in Austin, we need to shoot the music video. Let me put the studio together, and I basically just had to start making calls. Like I got my buddy David to come shoot it and like find like a red epic because I don't know how to find a $40,000 camera. Like I was like, dude, can you help
Right.
me with this? He's like, yeah, man, I got it.
That's
It was
expensive.
like super last minute, and they were like, okay, cool, and you just go with Robert these 3 days wherever he goes and just be with him. And I was like, all right, cool. And I figured, let me just make a video of his 3 days here in with K-Flay while I do this music video on top of that. And it'll just be a 5-minute BTS video. That's it. And I made that. I gave it to the label, and they were like, hey, this is amazing. Can you do this? Can you do this for one of our other artists? Can you go out with her for like 10 days and do something similar, and we'll pay you for it? And I was like, cool. And that's how
And
I
we'll
met,
pay you for it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the key.
Yeah,
and that's how I met Jade Bird.
that's great.
Yeah, and then I went out with her for 10 days, and then we created a little short doc video called it's the Somewhere American Video Diary. It's on her channel if you want to watch that.
Connor will keep pulling these up and
Yeah.
throwing them in chat for people.
Yeah, and then after I had made that, I knew that she was going to go on tour in the fall, and she's a lot bigger now, but at the time, it was like her first headline tour in the U.S. And so obviously we're doing club shows, so 300-400 cap max rooms. I think like Troubadour was like our biggest show, and I think that's like 500-600 cap if I remember correctly. So yeah, and so obviously the budget's kind of tight, and I basically was just I reached out and I said, hey, I want to be a part of this. What can I do to be a part of this? You guys need a merch person, right? Let me be your merch person. I'll run your merch, and then if I can do photo and video on the side for you, just
Yeah, you're
how
just
can
making
I-
yourself like multifaceted.
Yeah,
Like I can
yeah,
do all
and-
these
and I-
things. You have to take
Making
that to
yourself
it.
valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I literally, and I created like a one sheet, and I put together a one sheet, and I was like, this is what I can bring to the table. Jade has X amount of subscribers on her YouTube channel. Let's utilize that. I can shoot your video. Let's create a short like video series throughout the tour. We'll do an episodical series, however you guys want to do it. Photos can be secondary, tertiary, like whatever we need to do. I don't care. And that's
Yeah.
basically how it kind of went down with Jade. It was just
They're asking in the chat.
putting it
Yeah,
out.
you got it, Steve?
Yeah, your early stuff, you made the comment that when the label actually reached out to you, they said, look, let's do this, we'll pay you. The stuff before that, was that paid or was that working your way in, as it were?
The music video they paid me for. So I was, for the music video for Favorite Colors Blue, I was a co-producer and I was the second unit director. On top of that, I shot a BTS video because he was out with K-Flay for 3 days in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. And I thought, well, wherever he goes, he's trying to promote the song with K-Flay. K-Flay's a pretty big artist. I'm just going to bring my camera and I'm just going to shoot everything. I'm just going to shoot a bunch of photos and I'm just going to create a video out of it. That to me was, I'm just going to give this to the label and say, hey, here you go. Like, this is something I made. What do you guys think of it? That's all I really wanted to do. And, it worked out in my favor. They were like, hey, this is really cool. We have another small artist. Can you make something similar? You see what I'm saying? And that's kind of how
it just keeps snowballing, and they trust you now, and you're in. And
yeah, it was one of those things like, well, what else can you do? And I was like, well, I can do this for you. Okay, cool. Like, let's get things going. And kind of a snowball effect.
That's great. And that's networking. For like, we always talk about networking on here, and people are like, what's networking? That is like networking explained. Like,
yeah.
Except that's he touched on one thing people forget. Networking isn't just making connections and getting to know people.
Yeah.
Or asking them, what can you do for me?
It's
right.
Yeah. You get it.
Networking is here. Exactly what you said, Austin.
Yeah.
Here's what I bring to the table, and I'd love to be a part of your project.
Yeah.
Well said, both of you. I agree. That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you're a really
Yeah.
good role model for everybody here because, in my opinion, you represent exactly what I think somebody should be doing in the music industry. Like, you're doing it
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
and
You gotta, yeah, you gotta hustle. You gotta talk people. You gotta, not you gotta be able to do like more than one job in a way. Like
Yeah.
at least at the beginning, if you want to like get started. I mean, nobody's first tour is like an arena tour. Like you gotta, at least there might be some people out there, but like at least
Parker.
starting out, like you gotta,
yeah,
Yeah.
no, there's definitely exceptions to the rules, but the general concept, this is the more normal path. Like most people start small and then grow. Not a lot of people enter from the top, with the
Yeah.
exception of people who are friends with large artists on a
Right.
usually like we talked about Zachary Walters I think, who's Ed Sheeran's photographer, just a guy who knew Ed Sheeran, not a photographer who worked his way up, and they're kind of just did it
Right.
through that. There's a lot of scenarios that people fall under like that, but
The photographer for Aerosmith is a family member of one of the band members.
there you go.
Those
Right.
exist, but
Yeah.
to me, the thing that stands out was just your attitude, right? You came in with, not I'm being oppressed. How do I get farther? It's, hey, I'm here. I'm willing to do it. I'll do merch. I'll do whatever.
Give me shirts. Give me a camera. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's two things I want to add to that. Like every artist that I've worked with has always been that. It's just like hustling and working and then seeing that and then being like, oh, like let's bring this kid on board. The only artist that ever reached out to me about working and touring was the Lumineers.
Okay.
And that was like right at the end of the AJR tour. But yeah, I realized like touring it's kind of weird. And I don't know if you guys agree with me on this, but like I feel like there's so much more of it than just taking good photos or taking good video. You gotta
that's the easiest part of it, and honestly, yeah, go for it.
That's the easiest part of it. It's so much of it's just having a good attitude, getting along
Right.
with everybody. Sort of, there's almost this thing like you just gotta you gotta know, like just like, hey, just know what's the word?
People while you're thinking, people say a lot on here that it's all about reading the room. It's all about being appropriate. It's all about knowing how
Exactly.
to hang out, when to be a fly on the wall, or when to
Thank
be
you.
intrusive. Yeah, there's a lot of like stuff that you have to learn by doing, and that's why
Yeah.
it's hard to kind of just enter the touring world and be like, I'm ready to take pictures. I've
Yeah.
shot weddings my whole life. Well, weddings maybe not a good example, but I've shot nature my whole life. I know exactly what I'm doing. But
Yeah, then that might be the case, but like, can you hang out with us? Are you, how are you on the bus? Like, can we live with you? Because again, you got to think like you're with these people for months at a time. I mean,
Right.
they become your roommates. Like, I mean, at least for me, like these artists that I get to hang out with, like they become some of my best friends.
Yes.
'Cause,
At a certain level, the
Yeah.
photography is the least important part.
yeah, it's weird how true that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes, we say stuff that like kind of doesn't make sense just so it sounds cooler, but really,
Yeah.
photography is the least important part, and it's not to sound cooler. It's just being real with people who've been in
Yeah,
that
that's
position.
that's the truth. Yeah.
Steve, you want to ask the question? Let's go off in chat.
Yeah, it's going off in
Do you
chat.
see? Do
Okay,
you see the little icons going off in chat right
in the
now?
chat.
Austin. Do you see?
Oh,
Do you
no.
see those? You don't have to.
Wait.
It's all cool.
Let me
So
get
the
that,
question is:
I think I had the
shower shoes, no shower shoes?
What do you wear shower shoes or not wear shower shoes? Do you know what shower shoes are?
Yeah, I put.
I answered. He's
Man.
thinking.
This is funny. We're not going to judge you. We're a welcoming community.
It's okay if
I
you
don't- I
wear.
don't know.
It's okay if you go shower shoe on the right foot and not on the left.
Yeah.
I don't do shower shoes.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I don't do shower shoes.
I don't either. What's up? Let's go.
Yeah.
Drag him. People are like, drag him. Yeah. There's a big divide of people who use shower shoes and don't use shower shoes. And it's never somebody who's like, I don't care. It's always like an extreme of like, absolutely not, or definitely yes.
Yeah. I guess I don't.
Adam, all of our respect. Yeah. No, it's all good. Or you just go to places with really clean showers.
Yeah. There's that option. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes it's not an option.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's funny because somebody in chat was just like, how are almost all 70% of the guests anti-shower shoes? What is going on?
It's a weird trait we all have in common, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's just a funny thing that like not everybody knows about, that if you've toured, you know about to an
Yeah.
extent. And yeah, it's funny. I don't know.
What's funny was it started just as a kind of offhanded comment on the first show that we
Yeah.
did, and it's turned into a request every time. I love it.
Good.
Yeah, and I took an hour trying to make a little icon, so it's around to stay.
So we were talking a second ago about the fact photography is not the most important part; it's attitude and getting along with people.
Back on
Correct.
track, Steve. Thank you.
For yeah, exactly.
Bringing it back.
For people, well, somebody made a comment in the chat that kind of caught my eye. For people that have not toured, what's your helicopter view tip on how to get along, the social aspect?
Helicopter view? Is that like bird's eye view?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, that's a hard question.
You mean like what's a good blanket statement? Like, hey, this without going in too deep, if you can do this skill, that'll really help you. Okay.
If you were to give somebody a tip on how to be a better, how to get along better socially with crew and artists, etc., on a tour.
Man, let me go through my notes. I actually made such a long time ago. I gave myself a set of rules that I need to like abide by on tour. I know the very first one was just like, don't be a dick.
Oh yeah, it's already in chat, dude. That's like everybody just says, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Yeah, because
It's Wheaton's law.
Yeah.
Don't be a
Don't
dick.
shit on the bus.
Yeah, that you can't do that. Oh man. That's okay. I'll find it later.
It's okay.
Don't be.
We can take a brief intermission.
Like Dr. Clown just put in there. Best advice that they received early was don't be late and don't be crazy. So be on time's a good one.
Keep telling me everything I shouldn't do, but what should I be doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess being on time is definitely that's a big one. You can't. Well, I guess it also depends on schedule. Like for me, my schedule was always like I would wake up a little bit later, but like for certain things like rehearsals or if there's a promo, like you got to be ready to go. Like you can't like you cannot make the band late. You cannot make the artist late.
You can't be the artist.
Yeah, exactly.
You can for one day.
For one day you can.
And then you can't. You'll never have that option again. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like something at the very beginning if you're trying to get into it and like work with artists is like I think it's so weird because like you can't just tell people like, oh, you just got to be able to hang out and like get along, even though that really is kind of the truth. If you are someone that's like a little bit socially like, well, maybe it's a little bit harder for me to meet friends, or maybe it's a little bit harder for me to like engage in conversation with people. I would just say, if you have your camera with you, like don't put it in front of people. Like if you're trying to talk to somebody, at least like for me, I would always like at the beginning of every artist relationship that I've ever had, I've always just like kind of had I've had my camera with me, but like just talking to people and just talking to them, getting to know them, and just let them know like, hey, I'm just a person too.
Well, and that's a key thing is I tell people you're there. Always keep in mind you're doing a job.
Yeah.
You're not there to be a fanboy or fangirl.
Yeah, exactly. And then, and don't be cocky. You can't be cocky. I think that's a big thing. I've met a few photographers here and there that they're very.
Where's that ego come from?
I don't know.
How do you have that and stay on tour?
and I just like, because to me it's just like I just because I remember my first day with Jade, like, dude, like I cried. I straight up cried. I was so happy to be there. I was just like, just stay humble. But I've met photographers that are just. They're dicks and they're cocky, and I'm just like, where does that come from? Is that like?
I think it's a phase.
Do you want clout on it? Like
that's interesting. You think it's a phase? That's interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a phase. Like,
I don't
know.
I think that especially with music photography, there's definitely like, I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong, Austin, but like, you handled it correctly. But some people, it's a lot of power in a way to go on tour. Like you get a laminate, you get access, you get credentials. Like in a way, you have all these rules that you don't have to follow. Some people take that to ego, and they're cocky. And usually it's a phase, and usually I would think like maybe it's a personality trait, but I would hope people would settle down. The more they tour, the when the more they become professional, they're like, oh, I'm actually not as important as I thought I was, or something
Yeah.
along those
I
lines.
think if it's a phase, they'll learn quick.
Yeah.
Like somebody will pull them aside and go,
learn
dude,
quick,
come on,
yeah.
be real. And
Yeah.
they'll learn
Or
and
they'll
they'll
get
know
fired.
really quick if it's personality because you won't be there long.
Oh my God, you'll get fired quickly, man. That's
Yeah, they don't warn you; they just kick you out.
there was oh man, I think I'm allowed to say this. I won't say names.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Keep it
I can say
discreet. You know, you're in the music. You
Actually,
understand.
This conversation I can actually say. So it was during the Lumineers run, and that was like, okay, so that was first, my first full like arena tour, like 70-person crew. So I'm going in there. I'm trying to like stay out of the way. And I remember this one time there was supposed to be like this video person and this other person come in to like interview the band or something, to interview somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they had very specific rules that
The interviewer or
like our team had
Okay.
very specific rules about them coming in. So I remember like our tour manager's like, hey, like don't film anything when we're setting up. Don't get your camera out. Don't do it. When you get I'll let you know when you can get your camera out. Like one of those things. And I guess they were just filming B-roll, and they were filming people, setting up and stuff. Because again,
that'll get you the boot.
think like, what?
I said that'll get you the boot.
Quick.
Yeah, and that you can kind of see where the story's going, because there's a lot of people that like, on top of our crew, there's a lot of other crew members at those venues already, and so there's a lot of like union workers, and like you can't point a camera at them, you know what I mean? And that, I think that was kind of like I think that was kind of like the legality of it. And she saw him. She went over to him. She was like, "Did you just have your camera out?" And he put it down. He goes, "No."
Oh God! And then he lied.
And look, yeah, and it's funny. And God,
Rule number 2: own it.
Yeah, I wish he was here, because she would tell the story too. It's really funny. And she goes, "Oh, I'm gonna give you one more chance."
Oh, that's nice. That usually does not happen. I will say.
Yeah, she goes, "I'm gonna give you one more chance. Did you have your camera out?" And he's sitting there like, No. I mean, for a few seconds, but I wasn't filming. I was just testing it. And
yeah.
She kind of does this, and she was like, all right. And she like brings over the other person, and she's saying like, hey, listen, we got to have a talk. I told him not to get his camera out. And she didn't even like kick him out yet. It was just one of those things like, hey, like I told you not to get your camera out. I need you to let you know that you have to listen to what I tell you. And then he just kept like talking over her.
Oh God.
And arguing with her.
This dude just messed up every step, huh?
Yeah.
She goes, you need to stop. You need to stop. And he's like, no, I didn't get my camera out. Please, I didn't. And she goes, all right, you're out of here. You need to leave right now. I don't care who you're with. I don't care. You need to leave right now. And he's sitting there, and like the producer, I guess, just looked at him like this, like,
yeah, what have you done?
Like, so sorry. We're so sorry. And they're just like, no, you got to leave.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, that's
dude,
a good representation of like, you have to follow the rules. And you have to own up to something when you make a mistake. Like, that's so much more respectable. It's all about how you handle it, it sounds like.
Yeah. You just got to, and like, that's part of the thing. Like, kind of what you said earlier, like reading the room, just like,
right.
You got to, and even not at an arena level, but like, even just do that, like at a small level, at a local level, at a club level, like, doesn't matter. Just understand, like, don't argue with someone like that. Like, don't argue with the tour manager. Just like,
you have to know who has the power. I've shot at a lot of casinos. And if there's one thing casinos hate anywhere near gaming is cameras.
I can imagine. Yeah.
And they'll tell you up front, look, you can,
my God,
you've got a line of people out here. You can photograph the line from this angle if you want, photo of the big line. But if there's any games in it, we have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to go, okay, cool. I understand. And you have to actually understand they have reasons for that.
Ooh.
Yes.
That would be tough photographing a casino. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times, by the way, there's security that doesn't know you're allowed to shoot.
Yeah.
Or if you're in Russia, they'll just kick your ass.
Ooh,
I've heard.
Scary.
Yeah. Russian security is so funny. The promoters will be like, don't mess with them. They don't care who you are. Don't talk to them.
Sayer did a high five.
Oh, we got a high five? All right, it's coming in. I missed it.
Do I go this way?
I don't know who wants. Yeah, you go to your.
He's the guest. Have Austin do it.
Yeah, Austin, go. It's ready.
Tell me
go for it. Yeah, high five. Perfect.
There
You got it.
Yeah, I was in Moscow for like 4 or 5 days in December for the AJR Europe tour, and that was, man, it's a different world out there.
Yeah, it is so wild. It's a whole different everything. Russia's huge too. If you look at it on a map and look at it's so massive. You
Yeah.
forget it's like, yeah.
Oh my God, I left my visa in the hotel at the airport.
Wow. God, that would suck.
At the airport, and I had realized that as we're walking in, I looked at my tour manager. I was like, I don't have my visa, and he looks at me, goes, he looked at me, goes, man, your ass is staying in Moscow. I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, Keith, no.
Help me.
It worked out. It worked out, but oh my goodness, I learned my lesson.
Respect. Good stories. Thank you, Steve. We got to move along here. Steve, you want to bring up the photo? We're going to talk about this image.
Yes. Yeah, the photo. Look, grab.
So Steve does a podcast.
Okay.
He does a podcast called Behind the Shot, and this is a easier version of that, but he's very good at going in deep on a single image. So that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
It's like a medium, like a small version. The show is normally like an hour, but we're just going to have fun and talk about your shot because I'm kind of curious. And actually, before we even get into this shot, I always like to look through people's portfolios and see the things that are common threads in their work, right?
What'd you see, Steve?
When I'm looking at this, you have a really interesting sense of space. That's what I get from you. Like even this first Lumineers shot, the way that you framed this Jade Bird shot with the tower and how she's framed in the tower, the black and white here. And you can go down like this, another Lumineers shot here. Your use, here's
what's up, baby?
The baby.
Yeah,
look at your framing and your composition in this.
That's Pete Susan there.
The way that you made sure the heads weren't together, you've got space on the right. Your use of space is fascinating to me, which brings us to this. When you shot this, okay, first of all, let's go here.
First of all, we have to say this is the raw, guys. This is not edited. We're pulling the raw.
Yeah.
This
is the raw. This is what you guys downloaded to edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a vertical shot as opposed to a landscape or horizontal shot.
Yeah.
When you're shooting, what's your deciding factor? How much do you shoot vertical? How much do you shoot horizontal? I find almost everybody has a subconscious kind of preference.
What a great question. Wow, I guess I never really thought about that. Man, I love shooting vertical. I love vertical photos with my whole heart. I don't know why. I think
you just took the question. I was going to say why.
Yeah. I don't know. I just do. It's just a weird personal preference. And don't get me wrong, I love horizontal pictures too. I think for like a whole show, I do think it is like maybe 75% horizontal.
Okay.
35% like vertical. Yeah.
The reason I ask, like a shot like this, the fact that you don't need a lot left or right, but with all that motion and energy going up, having that room up top, even having some runway down below to kind of to see the energy come off the ground, was a killer choice. Did you know they were going to, do they do this move a lot? Did you know this was going to happen?
Yes and no. So this is during the song "Wow, I'm Not Crazy," and it's kind of a big song. There's like a big break, 2/3 into the song where it's very I don't know how to explain it. Just like everyone's kind of dancing, and they literally dance for like 35 seconds. And there's a platform in the center of the stage that he jumps off of at like the drop of the song, and then it's just him like flailing his arms and just going insane, and the lights are just doing this, and everyone's kind of jumping up and down. So I know to an extent where he might be during the song, but he does change it up every show. Like he'll go kind of back and forth, or he'll go on the platform again, or he'll like stay on a certain side of the stage. So for the most part, I'm just kind of sitting there like holding my camera like this, just waiting, and then it's just me like spamming my shutter button. If that is it okay?
That makes total sense. And the reason I asked that first question, because Adam just chimed in the chat and said vertical is difficult. And I think we all see certain things in our mind.
Jeez.
And for me, I tend to see things horizontal, or I see things really tight. And I have trouble sometimes myself shooting with vertical. And when I saw this shot, it's like, see, that's the problem, is if I were going to shoot vertical, I'd want them all like this.
Dude, I feel like, Steve, can I jump in real fast?
Go.
I feel like vertical is so much easier when you're shooting above stage level and you can get their feet in. If
I
you're,
agree.
you know what I mean?
1,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
But and the key here is got the feet in, right?
Yeah, it looks
If
sick.
you're getting monitors cutting off the shin,
God, get those monitors out of there. Get some
it's
in-ears.
hard to shoot vertical. When
Yeah.
you knew, so this song lighting wise is always backlit. There's no front light.
There is front light. I just happened to capture it at a moment where I didn't get the front light in there. I just got the backlight, but I still liked the image.
So when you're doing a silhouette shot like this, and you kind of know it's coming up, what are you thinking in your head as this song lights up, lights go nuts, he goes nuts? What are you in your head trying to capture?
Oh man.
Almost from a video director point of view, right? What do you, the scene unfolding in front of you,
from.
what is it that you want to freeze?
Jeez. I guess I don't know. I'm a big sucker for body movement, just like exaggerated body movement. Does that count? Is that an okay?
Oh,
answer?
heck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's moment.
Yeah. It's moment. I'm all moments. Yeah. 100%.
Like, I guess the key question for music photography is, the most basic to you. What makes a good music photograph?
Oh God, it's the moment. It has to be the moment. I have like, there's and you know what's so great? You know what's so great about music photography is, in my opinion, like some of the best shots that you can get at that show is the audience, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have I have a
I-
photo on my website, and it's her name is April Verda, and it's her and her husband, and it's one of my favorite shots. It's at the bottom, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my second Hosier show, and that was right at the end of I think it was at the end of Cherry Wine, and the lights were just going down, and like I just turned over and I looked, and I just like I held it up because the lights are going down. That is literally like a second after that photo was pitch black, so I literally just brought it up in autofocus and just like spanned, and I was like, I hope
But
I
you
got
were
it.
aware of it, and being
Yeah.
aware of it. I tell people 80% of any show is the audience, because
Yeah.
if you have a dead audience, usually the artists themselves don't even feed
Yeah.
off of it. They need to feed
Right.
off that
That's
energy.
how that works. Yeah, you're totally right.
So I'm kind of curious, since you do so much video and really, aside from space, that was really where your study was. How do you see or approach still? Because a lot of people in the chat and a lot of people that watch this are going to be those people who want to do hybrid photography, right? They want to do video, they want to do stills. As somebody
Yeah.
who studied film, editing, etc., how do you approach stills differently, or what do you bring from the video world into stills?
That's another great question. I
He's
actually,
full of them.
man.
You want to know what's funny? I will tell you, when I do a normal behind the shot, my goal is always to have somebody say, that's a good question, because then I
Yeah.
know I'm on the right track. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, there are two people that photographers that I followed for a while before I started doing photographs, and I had noticed with a good amount of their photos, they loved utilizing negative space,
Mhm.
and for some
White
reason,
space, as they call it in graphic design. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. For some reason, to me, that just it hits so hard. I'm so obsessed with the idea of
I love it.
just having like a lot of space, or if I'm going to have a lot of space, putting something like dead in the center and like filling the rest of it. So you just, I don't know, it just like draws
Wes
your eyes.
Anderson.
Cinematic, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And I agree. One of my favorite ads from years and years ago, and it's why I explained to people, leave space for objects to move, it was actually a whiskey ad for Crown Royal. It was a magazine ad. It was just a plain white sheet, and at the very bottom was a shattered bottle of whiskey, and it just said "Grown Men Do Cry." And the rest of the page was just pure white, but it gave you that sense of this thing there. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, that hits.
So when you get back, how many shots do you shoot during a show?
anywhere between 12 to 1500, and then I shoot
Is that just the live or behind the scenes too?
just live.
Okay, 12 to 1500.
Yeah, and then I'm shooting a lot of video at the same time. Anytime I'm not shooting photos, I'm literally like I just get my camera and just hit record, and I'm just
Same
filming.
body for both, or you have separate bodies?
I use for video. I use a Sony A7S II.
Okay.
I find video works really well for those Sony cameras. They're really nice. And then I use Canon 5D Mark IV for my photos.
Okay.
And if I need to use video on the Canon, I mean I do. I'd prefer to use the Sony, but I can go either way. And then sometimes I take photos on the A7S II as well if I need to.
Do you frame differently? Like, do you have different lenses so you know for stills you're mainly going to have this lens on the body versus for video you're going to have this lens? Like if you walked into a show and you didn't know what it was going to be, but you wanted to have both those bodies ready, how would you preload them lens-wise?
If there was a photo pit, I'd slap a 70 to 200 on my A7S II, and then on my 5D Mark IV, I would put a 16 to 35 on it. So
the 16 to 35 Mark III is an insane lens.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's one of my favorite lenses. Yeah, so I would go super wide or super tight is kind of what I've been really accustomed to. Don't know if that's weird, but
I do the same thing.
Nothing's weird, dude. Just that's all. You're good.
It's your vision.
Yeah.
So when you've got 12 to 1500 shots, how many of those will you end up turning in, submitting?
I'll do anywhere between 60 to 100.
Okay.
And then I'll create story art out of my favorite photos from that select batch. And then I'll create like 15 story art pictures.
Story art. Explain story art.
If you go to my website, I have like a section called story art at the top, and the whole thing is literally just for Instagram story.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, so I'll take two photos together, or I might take two of them and put them together in Photoshop. Like there's
Let's do
you go down
content.
I love this.
Yeah, that's Stealth and Lauren, Stealth and Lolo. They're great.
So you're doing a lot of stuff that's 9x16 ready to go for Instagram.
Yeah. So like that one right there, right to your right, that Lumiere shot. So that one I took in Photoshop and put both of those together. I thought that's cool. Just literally for their Instagram story, and then it'll expire the next day, and then I start all the way over the next day, and I'll try to make something completely different.
That's a good creative exercise too.
Yeah, there's
I like that trombone
like this
shot, or the trumpet.
Oh yeah, that was just I was just messing around, but I was like, this is fun.
Yeah,
which trumpet one?
Had a beer that night. Just kidding.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah.
That one's cool. I love that. That looks so classic. It's really good.
Yeah.
Kind of cool that you did the black and white, but then you did the border,
the red border
in color. I kind of dig that.
Yeah, I just have fun. Like literally with that, I have like a specific playlist, and I just listen to music, and I'm just free balling it. I'm just doing whatever feels fun.
Free balling it. Let's go.
Like this. See, and that's the other thing is this gives you the ability to really play with crop. And it's a good way to play with, because you'll notice like this one, I dig this.
Yeah.
The balance on this image, the symmetry, the way you used, again, a lot of people would have cropped. I would have cropped to that truss, and it's a mistake for me to do that, because that space up above,
I like it there.
that darkness up above makes the bottom have weight.
Yeah.
Just really, really cool stuff. So you get back, before we see you edit, I am curious, you get back with 12 to 1500 shots. What's your process? So you offload them onto a computer. What software are you using? How do you cull?
This might sound like an unconventional idea, because I know this I feel like most photographers are going to rate their pictures on their computers, but for me, because I have to do both video editing that night as well, I try to crush everything that night, just because I get so excited to edit.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'll do is I actually like rating my photos in camera on my Canon, because throughout the night I'll go through a certain amount of images, and I'll think like, oh, like that one will look, I think is going to look good later on. And then
you just give it 1 star on camera, or you'll go, oh, this is a 4-star.
I just do 1 star for any that I really like.
Flagging
and then,
it.
Yeah, like I kind of
It's really a flag. Yeah. Okay.
and any that I'm like I question it, and if I can question it, I flag it. But obviously there are some that are like totally out of focus or just it's a horrible shot. Like I can't do anything with it. Those are the ones I obviously kind of skip because I know like there's really nothing I feel like I can do with this. So when I dump the photos in Lightroom, I'll create folders for everything and organize everything. But when I pull in those photos off of my Canon, at the bottom right, you can rate by or you can rate by select or whatever. So when you hit like less than 3 stars, the only photos that are going to come up are going to be the ones that you start on your camera. So instead of having to go through 1,500 photos and sort of like have them load each time, I'd rather just get
You
like
immediately cut it down.
yeah, I'd rather just get the 150 photos. And then from there, I do have a pretty good idea of how I want to edit some. And then if there's some like, oh, this one was actually not as great as I thought it would, or there might be another moment where I think, oh, there was this one picture I thought of and I might have missed it. And I'll just open back the import up and I'll look for it and then I'll star it and then I'll bring it back in. But
do you use like Maya just said, man, I made it crazy hard on myself dumping everything to Lightroom and sorting there, which
That's
what
more normal, to be honest. Don't worry about it, Maya. You're good.
Yeah, that's what most people do.
Should,
This in front of you right here, this is Photo Mechanic, which is screaming fast for culling. Do you use, what's your percentage of Lightroom to other stuff like Photoshop or whatever?
I guess honestly,
nuts.
Photo Mechanic isn't. This is
Photo
actually
Mechanic
the
is
best
nuts.
investment I ever made in software.
I've never heard of Photo Mechanic.
Well, it's used mostly by people who shoot like with what? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Photojournalism.
Medium form. I always think of people like doing like studio stuff too, like tethering. They use Photo
Oh,
Mechanic.
it's really big for like people, journalists that are shooting sports, because you can script it that all the pictures, if you just go in and say this picture is 32, it fills in all the information. The player is 32. His name is this. He's got this. This is record.
It's like it goes so fast though. Like I don't know. Like I scan through thousands of images on my hard drives because I'll be like trying to find something for something I'm working on. And in Photo Mechanic, I'm talking like it just loads them up and you can rip through it. It's so cool.
Yeah, here's the example. How often have you seen Lightroom say loading, loading, loading? That doesn't happen. It uses the JPEG preview from the camera.
I like that. I like that you do it all on camera though. That's awesome. And I think that it sounds like you're doing that mostly because you just have so much stuff to do that night. Like you just can't. You don't have time to go through them all later.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. That's what I was going to explain when I edit this photo is like, and I feel like a lot of photographers, we all have presets. Like I'm not going to start from scratch with every single photo.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd be up until 8 o'clock.
It's not your portfolio. You just need content.
That's exactly like the artist just, hey, we just need photos to spit out for tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, I have like a list of presets and I'll just.
That's actually a good question though. I find myself at times where I've got images and it's not for a portfolio. It's just to put, wherever, but in your head, it's like, I can't release this because I can see the finished product, right? How do you keep yourself from overcooking an image when you just need to turn it around? I guess the better question is, do you ever have that feeling of, I've got to stop here. This is good enough, but I really wish it was more.
Yeah. If there's an image that I look at it and I go, I need to spend time on this because I know exactly what I'm going to do with it, then I'll do it. And that only happens a few times. That's one of those photos is on my website too. And I spent like 20 minutes on it because there was so much to it. If you go to the, it's that white one of Ryan with the smoke on him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like that photo.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So that picture, there was like a microphone literally up to like his lip, I think. And the image, imagine Ryan's head, like at the bottom right-hand corner of like a giant, horizontal image. And then I like zoomed in on him, got rid of everything else in the background because I saw the hazer went into his skin and I was like, oh my God, like that he's looking up, like that needs to just be black and white, the hazer in him. I'm going to take the microphone
You saw
out.
it.
Yeah. Like it's one of those things, like it's got to be such, yeah.
Love
like, I gotta see it 100% and then I'll spend time on it. But for the most part, I'll just kind of, go.
Here's
through them.
another good example when I was talking about you understanding space, right? The
Yeah.
movement, the everything. Yeah, just so so you do go into Photoshop periodically.
Yeah, for sure. And for all the story art stuff too, I for sure do in Photoshop.
And any plugins that you use, Nick or anything like that?
No, I just
Cool.
just kind of go through Photoshop and just start playing with it and try to find something I like that looks cool.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Let me bring this actually back up because there's one other thing I want to point out. Where was that one shot I wanted? Oh, this right here. Stuff like this.
Yeah.
This the your color is also cinematic to me.
Thanks.
This looks, color corrected by a videographer, right? Color graded, as it were.
Thanks.
Just love it. Anxious to see you edit.
Yeah, that was me sticking my hands up in the air like this and just
Doing the Hail Mary.
Yeah, just doing the Hail Mary.
Could have sworn it was a drummer.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We've all done that.
Oh yeah.
We've all
And
done
we've
that.
all when people do it in the front row in the pit,
Yeah, just
we've all photographed it too.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, you want to see some editing, Adam?
Yeah, I'm down. Do you want to, Austin, you ready to share your screen? You can take a second if you need to, a moment.
Yes. I think I'm good. I think I can just. Oh wait.
Christian just said actually in the chat exactly it. Christian, Austin's photos look like stills from movies. That's it. They've got a cinematic look to them that I just dig.
And Maya says the Hail Mary is my go-to because I'm 5'3".
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So what we usually do, Austin, is kind of like not only do you want to see, but I would say that pretend today you're not editing for content, you're editing for maybe like your portfolio. Does that make sense? So you can be a little more thoughtful. You don't have to speed through it. But we kind of just more so for the mindset. We just when you bring the photo into Lightroom, what do you think about before you start editing it? Or is there anything you play around with to kind of see, oh, I can do this with the photo. Oh, there's this here. Do you know what I mean? What's the thought process before you do anything?
Yeah, I think for sure, I'll so you can see on the left here, Neo Theater. So I have presets for a lot of their songs.
Let's see the names.
Yeah.
Sober Up.
Birthday Party, I love it.
Legos.
Yeah, Legos, Next Up Forever.
Flash
Entertainment
Basic.
here.
Yeah,
so I'll just kind of sit there and any of those colors or presets that I think really well.
I love Real Crowd Pleaser.
That is a real crowd. I'm telling you, man. When I have a crowd shot that's hard for me, I'll hover over and I go, oh, everything's done. Don't need to do anything else.
I'm curious. Hover over that one. Let me see.
Yeah, let's get. Can we get a little? Yeah. Can we get a little?
Oh, nice.
Sure.
You got the exposure up. Let's see it. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Let's see.
That's a spicy meatball.
Yeah, I guess this one works with. It just depends. I'd have to hover over a crowd shot.
All right, guys, we're done. Yeah. We'll see you later. Thanks for the edit.
That was so fun, Austin. We appreciate your time, buddy.
My plug is Austin Roa /MySpace. Please visit.
Yeah. I post bulletins twice a day. You can be in my top 8 if you donate.
8 if you donate. But yeah, I guess the first thing I just kind of hover over a lot of presets and just see which colors sort of pop out. I like to focus on just a few colors for a photo. I don't want to have I guess it also depends on where it was shot or if there's trees in the background or whatever. But if I can limit it down to 2 or 3 colors, then I'm gonna try really hard to do that.
What's the thought process there?
Just the what?
What talk more about that. Why do you think you want it to be just a few colors? What about that makes it be yeah, let's do this?
I don't know. I just think it just feels really balanced to me. For example, if it was, if I wanted something blue and white or, black and red, black and red is a good one. I feel like there's a lot of red photos lately that go unnoticed and people try to make them more orange or more of that teal orange scheme or whatever, which is, it's not a bad thing. I'll try to stay true to whatever that color is. And, if there's a purple, try to just make it a really great purple shot or not. I mean, it doesn't matter. Everything's subjective.
Embrace the color.
Yeah. Do whatever you want with it. I guess balance would be the best answer for me. If why I would want like only 2 or maybe 3 colors at
Mhm.
most. And again, I can't do that for every photo, but like if I can, then I'm gonna go for it. But yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see, for this photo, what was
Yep.
I at 250 and 2500 28. Okay, so I think I would probably see. Okay, this already looks so cool for me. I don't
Wow,
know.
I'm not crazy. I love it.
You know,
What
I
made
don't
it?
know if. Go
What,
ahead.
What made it like in my head? It looks like you brought down clear. Oh, is it not clicked yet? Is that bringing down the dehaze or it's clarity? I was gonna say what's
Oh yeah.
doing.
Oh,
Brought the
dude.
clarity all the way.
love
You got that.
dude.
So
love that.
okay, you gotta, man.
But
I
I
know
love that the background went soft and he's still really tack.
I know, and that's why I love clarity
That
so
shouldn't
much.
happen.
You look like you're about to go Super Saiyan on us, bro. I like that.
Yeah, and this is why, like, okay, so you can kind of see, like, everything on the right panel is pretty exaggerated. My blacks are all the way up, clarity's all the way down, contrast is all the way up. And from there, I'll look at it and go, okay, cool, like, this is already, it's really dramatic. And that to me is just like,
It's like
I don't know,
episode
man.
of Friends.
Like, I love having so much fun with this. Like, you know, I don't want every picture to be super crisp or, you know, get rid of everything in the background. I don't know. Like, I just, man, just like to have fun with it. I guess.
Yeah, but look what that did even to bringing out the ceiling was just awesome.
Yeah, just all of this just blows it out. I love that this is all just, you know, kind of emotion. It's not like perfect. And
I love his hat.
yeah, it looks. Yeah, dude, I love his hat. That always makes it that always makes it so much fun. So I guess there's a couple ways we could do this. We could keep the black down, keep it more of a silhouette, or we can bring it a little bit up. Or I guess you can bring the shadows down. Oh man, see, there's so many different ways you can do this.
That's the best thing about editing. You just do
it's a
whatever
bit-
the heck you want. It can be from the soul.
I think I like that.
Just immediately, though, the color change that you got from that is awesome.
Yeah, man. Let's see what dehaze keeps down. How much grain do I have going on here? All right, let's go to sharpen. Sharpen's
all
up
good.
a little higher than I want it to. I'll bring that down just a little bit. Maybe bring my luminance up a little bit and see what that does. Oops. Let it load.
See, this is where my ADD kicks in and my obsessive compulsive is that the amount at a 33, it would have to go to 35. The luminance at 9 would kill me. It'd have to be 10.
I'll give it to you, man. I'll give you 35 and 10.
Steve, you're affecting the results.
I know.
What the heck, dude?
Yeah. So that if I was editing, like if I was in the bus right now going through photos, this is, I think I would keep
love
this.
that.
I wonder what it looks like with one thing that if you know you're gonna post a vertical photo, you know, do the 8.5 by 11. This is like the Instagram vertical aspect ratio, right? Like the best or the most like vertical photo you can upload on Instagram, right? I think is this.
Should be 9 by 16. So it's 16 by 9, but the opposite.
Math checks out. Second from the third from the bottom.
Math checks out. All right, wait. Let's go back. Hold on. Let's leave. Let's
I like that.
do that. Let's keep it there.
Do you ever clone stuff out, or do you? How are you on that? Like I know some people are like heavy nose.
Yeah, it depends. So like I noticed. Here I'll go to like a different class and actually here I'm gonna play with this for a little bit. Just have a different option. This is just another preset I picked here for. So this is a bit of a softer blue. I would like to say. As far as like cloning stuff out, like if I wanted to go into Photoshop and take this out right here, like I see no issue with that and kind of getting rid of that. One thing I noticed with a lot of those photos is, you know, people taking like, for example, so like JJ's right here with his trumpet. I've noticed a lot of people kind of taking him out or taking some band members out. I personally wouldn't do that just because like I would always feel bad. Like,
you have to wake up the next morning and they'll be like, hey, why'd you take me out of my position?
You really,
literally,
I know I was standing there.
Yeah, exactly that. I would feel bad because it's like, hey man, like why'd you take me out of that photo? And I'd be like, sorry, like I don't know, make it more symmetrical, but But yeah, if I can try to keep a band member in, I'll try to do that. But let's take this. Let's do photo edit in Photoshop. And let's get rid of. I don't know what my Photoshop has open, so we'll see. And let's get rid of this.
Somebody
this bad
said they
boy
didn't
right
take
here.
out JJ, but they cropped out the person on the right.
Person
The
on the
arm.
right. Oh, Adam. Oh, yeah. See, that's another good one. Yeah, you can take his arm out and then
So
take.
somebody
This
said
is
the
like a
joke.
stand with what is it? It's not a synth pad. Synth pad.
Like a
the-
sampler.
A sampler. That's what it is. That's like their thing is like having like a sampler because that's how they were able to get like a lot of the
Odin said,
music.
"Remove everything."
Yeah.
Get rid
There
of
we
it
go.
all. Everything must go.
I don't know how like professional I am and appropriate I am using Photoshop and using the right layers and naming everything right. I'm just gonna go for
If it gets the job done you want done, you're doing
Yeah.
it correctly.
Man, if it gets the job done right. So here's clone. Let's Command plus over here, Option. So what I'm just doing is, for those of you who are watching or don't know,
Do you
too
ever
much
use
about
just the intelligent autofill?
intelligent autofill? No. What is that?
Steve, all
I can't manipulate you. I'll get in trouble in the chat.
No, that's all right. I mean, again, I'm not
Steve,
like
we want a
you know-
pure representation of Austin's
Of
workflow.
his edit. I know. That's what I'm
God.
saying.
yeah.
I'm not saying
and,
anything.
I'm
You're
just-
removing him. Oh my God.
One thing that's cool is like you guys have some really talented Photoshop people on your channel. Like obviously,
Dude, they
like
make a movie
Caleb
about it.
for sure is like does a lot of crazy Photoshop stuff. So as far as like the right tools or whatever, I might not be the best at Photoshop. Like I said
Again,
earlier,
there is no right if it gets the
Yeah.
job done that you need.
yeah, I just kind of play with it until it feels right. So let's see. Let's take some of this, put it there. This is going to be a bit of a battle, but I'm just going to have to take it one step at a time. Here we go. So that I'm okay with. Because again, it was a minor difference, but we got rid of his elbow, and then we got rid of this. Oh my God, sampler. Oh, there we go, sampler. I always forget it. Personal choice. If you wanted to get rid of the bass and stuff right here, I guess you could. You just fill it with more smoke. I'm probably. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to stay away from that. And I really like JJ right here. I think it's cool that the arc of his leg. You see what I'm saying right here? Like
Yeah, I do.
the arc of his leg goes right here, and just the end of his trumpet is just I
Mhm.
don't know. That's like to me, I want that space filled, and
He
I
does.
Well, it
that's
gives you
obviously-
background subject and foreground subject. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, and you have a keyboard stand in front. You sort of want like I wouldn't want something empty in front of a keyboard stand. Like if somebody's supposed to be there, I'd just keep it there. But if this was for a portfolio, I think I would leave that there. I really like this blue. This blue's a lot of fun.
I love that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like it. See, I didn't do much to it, and sometimes you don't need to do a whole lot. It's the beauty of editing is sometimes the photo is just really good off the camera, and then you just have to play with it just a little bit. But yeah, I like that. I'm gonna stick with that. I like that blue a lot.
That
And
works.
do you do any more in Lightroom after that, or are we done? Is that it? We did it?
Oh God, I haven't. This is bad. I haven't. Or no, I want to.
Just
I file save as right to get it back to Lightroom.
Or just hit
just
save. Just save is all you need.
Gotcha.
I should throw it back in there as a TIFF, right? Am I
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
or no?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you
So
go.
saving right now.
Either a TIFF
Yeah.
or a PSD, one of the two.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. It has. It's been a minute. There we go. Now it's.
No,
back
you're
up.
good, dude.
And it comes to TIFF. Yeah. I like that a lot. That's
Now
sick.
go to the original.
Oh wait.
Now touch your nose. And oh, there we go.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks great. And I
Look
like that
how
kept the
much you
frame the
got
same.
out of those shadows.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
this was this a CR2? So this was the Canon.
Yeah. That's the Canon. Yeah. I love using that Canon for shows. It's a lot of fun. I love the color profile on it. But also, I mean, I love all cameras.
Yeah,
Sony's
just
great,
what you got
Nikon's
out
great.
of those shadows is fantastic. You can
Yeah.
read the case in the background.
All right, we got a high five coming in hot.
Ooh, I go this way, right?
Yep, you got it. Yeah.
Good.
High five, high five.
And boom.
You want one too, Steve?
Yeah, sure.
For the
Let's do it.
kids. All right, it's to your left, I think. There you go. Perfect.
Cool deal.
And people kept great edit, by the way. That was awesome. Thank you for showing us your process. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
I mean, it's cool. I know it's like,
It's amazing what you can learn by watching that.
what was I gonna say? People keep asking for a sensor cleaning, so I got the camera with a sensor and I got a duster just to kind of just to do it. Is that cool, Steve?
Do it.
Yeah, we got the. I just figured we have another reward that's a sensor cleaning, and I figured I'd do it. It's just to make people go crazy about that. Anyway, sorry. Moving forward. What was I gonna say? So next we usually, what up, Bill? Next we usually, Steve, you want to throw off the screen share? I think we're.
Let's do it.
Yeah, good edit. Thank you for doing that. Yo, Austin, what we usually do is go over some of the community edits. So what Steve will do is he'll kind of bring up.
Yes. Please do this. I
And
would love
anything
to-
you see that you want us to kind of focus on, let us know and we'll bring it. We can talk about it. You can tell us what you like. Maybe if you maybe if you just want to start like overall after looking at the edits that people sent you, what did you notice or did you learn anything?
Yeah, there was oh man, we're gonna have to go there. We're gonna have to go through them. There was a couple of photos that stood out to me, and I looked at. I was like, I mean, I don't know how they did that. We were kind of talking about it earlier. Like people that go into do these edits, just there's some of them are so talented. All of you guys are really talented, but yeah.
See, and so many people went with different colors, which I love.
Yeah.
Because this picture can totally work in almost any color. Had a couple of good black and whites too.
I always love a good black and white.
Connor, you don't have to link every one of these. We're going to go through a lot, but appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's cool what people do that's a little more graphic artsy. Because, we have a lot of people in here who are photographers, but a lot of people who are just, like, honestly fans and just...
Like, that's I
just
love
trying to
that.
learn stuff.
Fireworks.
Raw
bang.
Ren, good job.
Yeah, got rid of the sampler, got rid of Adam's elbow. Yeah, see, like I don't even know how to do
That looks natural. And that, like doesn't look that crazy.
it
The
really
whole
does.
background's been changed. There's no
It
keyboard,
really
no
does
nothing.
look natural. Yeah. Oh my God, that's right. They completely got rid of the keyboard.
Yeah.
Where did all my friends go?
Super
Yeah.
clean. Look at that. From that to that.
Yeah, that's baller.
Yeah, good job. Who was that, Steve? Can we click that one?
That was
Yeah, that one.
Raw
oh,
Ren.
Raw Ren.
Raw Ren.
Robin.
Great edit. Love that.
Robin.
Oh, you see this one?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's so sick. I
Oh,
see.
Matt-
I
that's
love this.
Flood.
It's
Matt
like super wild. Yeah.
That's oh, and there's a bunch in here, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Different colors.
And you could kind of do this stuff too
Yeah.
because you could do
That that one got me.
Yes.
And you could kind of
Yes.
do this stuff too for your
Perfect.
story art, right? Like you can kind of get crazy like this if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, dude. That's the thing I like about doing story art is like you just doesn't matter. I just get super crazy with it, and the bands are always like, I mean, we like it, and I go, okay, and it goes up.
Look at the color choices.
Yeah, that.
IMD Studios.
Yeah. Magenta. And
Yeah, that moon one.
There's
is
that
pretty-
graphic
wow,
design.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Alyssa
Alyssa
Lee Beater.
Lead beater.
Lead
Lead
beater.
beater.
Yeah, see, like I'm staring at it. It's like I don't know how they.
It's a great
guess-
texture. I love that. Right in the middle, there's
Yeah.
like a brush stroke.
If you guys ever want to do little how-to videos of how you do this, especially your graphic art people, throw them up there.
Yeah.
And we'll watch them when we go and view the stuff. So do whatever you want.
Let me do this. Hold on. I forgot to open.
I was also impressed with how many people. It's my fault we started so late this week. Thank you, Austin, for doing it with such short notice. I was traveling a lot, so it was really difficult to get everything on
Oh,
schedule.
man.
But
Wrong one.
That's cool.
that's funny.
Oh, there's one.
okay.
Look at that edit.
Pretty good.
That is. You wouldn't even recognize that from the original.
that's for the Be a Photographer
Those
challenge.
whiskers.
Yeah.
Those
Let me
whiskers.
jump to Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
let's see.
Oh yeah, dude. These Twitter edits are getting
Brooke
wild.
getting loose. Brooke's here
Look
all the
at that.
time.
Channel split. Oh my gosh. Or that RGB split. That's what it's called, right?
I don't know,
Nice.
but I trust your judgment. That looks like they made it in.
8-bit game.
Pixel, yeah.
Yeah.
8-bit.
What was your caption, Brooke? You said some wild stuff in there. What
Wacky
did
ones.
They said how to keep
Lego. Oh, it's a Lego mural.
Oh,
edit.
it's Legos. Their song Legos. Oh,
That's awesome.
gotcha. Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know
that
what
And
a
then
horny boy is.
mirror glitch.
Yeah.
Here's that one.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I said I blame.
Blinded.
Yo, Austin, do you know who Kay Dargs is?
Yeah. It's it's funny. She toured with this band called Remo Drive for a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm good friends with them. So I've never met her personally, but I am a fan, dude. I brought up earlier, like there's some people that are just so incredible at Photoshop.
She's very good.
Yeah, and
Dude,
she's
she was
the
on
best,
last
yeah.
week, and she did
She was
some wild
great.
stuff. But that person, it reminded me. I was like, I blame Kay because she came on here and
Yeah.
just did some wild stuff, just with like curves
Yeah.
too. There you go, new crop.
Savannah.
What up,
I
Corinne?
don't mind that crop. I like that.
Yeah, I like seeing how other people see stuff. Odin, what up? Odin's always in chat.
Kind of
That
stayed
one's
true to
really
the crop.
clean. They took out the piano. They took out everything in that one.
Oh yeah.
It's got to. Everything's
Yeah.
got to
And
go.
they
Final
took
sale.
out the, yeah. That one's really, really clean.
Now this one, see, this is what we're talking about though. They removed the player but left the keys. Now it looks like it's missing something to me.
Yeah.
I
That's
like
funny.
the edit, Meg.
What if they removed the keys and left the person? That'd be even funnier. Just-
Well, that would make sense though, because he had a trumpet.
Oh, I'm not a bad guy. I just try.
Let's see.
Yeah, we got Connor. Connor leaving comments like there's no tomorrow. I love it. Yeah, people get.
I dig that. That's a poster.
Yeah. That was about to say that looks like it feels like a poster to me. Yeah.
I hope you use some of this as inspiration for your story art in the future because I feel like there's good ideas here.
This one.
I could just. Oh wow. They're
Yeah,
they're
see,
overlaying the sky.
That's so wild. That's like I like that was one of them. I was like, what do they do? Like I don't know. How do they do it? I just don't get it. It's like they took like a galaxy and just sort of submerged it into the photo. See, that one's cool too. I don't understand how they took like what did they
How
like
does it work?
like you
Who
know
is this? JCW. If you're here, tell us.
those, like,
Yeah,
those like,
JCW. Yeah.
yeah, those like not prism lens, the star filters, you know what
Yeah, I
I'm
know
talking
Yeah,
about?
that you
about.
can put in front.
It's like it's like they sort of
How
took
do
that,
magnets work?
like pasted
How
it
magnets
behind or
work.
whatever.
Magnets, are they even real? I think this is getting into what's that band called? Who makes Fago? What's that band called?
Who makes-
Insane ICP, Insane Clown Posse.
Insane clown boss.
Yeah, you ever seen that music video where they're like, magnets, how do they even work?
No, but you gotta link me to it because
Oh
I'll
yeah,
watch it.
Connor, find it. It's the one of them in space. He'll find it. Yeah,
Oh, I like this one. This is
yeah, I like
Brendan.
that. I like that vibe a lot.
Yeah,
That's beautiful, and they left the stuff. in
That
there.
lighting and smoke work really well
Yeah.
with all the detail pulled out.
yeah. That's something I think I would get close to doing if I was like really editing and like going through the photos, just making it sort of pop like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
good vibe.
Brendan, nice job. Really nice job.
All right, well, we got some Steve. Once we're
Hold
gonna,
on,
we
is
got
this one
Patrick,
video?
PQ.
Oh, this one's
Yeah,
video.
animated.
Good dance.
Nice. Sick.
Who's that?
That's
Patrick.
PQ.
Patrick.
Patrick.
All right.
he's
You
in
want to?
chat.
Do you want to see any Discord or not? It's probably a lot of the same shots. I'm
No, we got
guessing.
Discord rocking through. Steve, you got Discords to check. You don't check the Discord.
This was a nice black and white, actually.
Oh yeah, who's that by? Connor. That's Connor. Mod.
Connor, was that you?
You ever use Discord, Austin?
I do. I do use Discord quite a lot. Yeah.
What do you use it? Do you game?
A little bit. There's like certain games that I like to play. I've been on this huge like old school RuneScape binge lately, and I've just been
Wow.
playing the crap out of that. And
You're a
There's-
real nerd.
there's like oddly there's like a handful of tour photographers that they all play RuneScape, and I'm trying to like like bring them all together.
We're
But
like, yo, there's more of us out here. We do two things at the same. We do two things similar. But we got
There
some.
we go.
wow, that someone took this into After Effects, I think. Yeah, took that puppet tool.
Yeah, they don't mess around.
Yeah. Oh man, I need to go back into After Effects. I love After Effects. I haven't
Alright.
used it in a
It's fun.
It's so much fun. I was really into it in college, and I just kind of stopped using it.
Yeah, there's a lot of great edits this time.
What was I gonna
There's
say?
that. There's that split.
We got some questions in chat, Steve. If you're down to start
Okay.
knocking them out, Austin.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Some
sure.
questions. We got Captain Lasagna, who probably typed this up 3 days ago and had it in CP ready to go. Because I asked for questions and he said it right away. But with you being such a Swiss Army knife of a photog, what do you believe adds the most extra value on tour?
Good question.
I think at the beginning, I think merch is a big thing. Obviously, like if it like is the question like what else besides being what else can you
like? What makes you more valuable? Like when somebody's like, "Oh, he's a photographer, he does video." Is it just those things, or is there something else like, but he also does this, or but he's all, like, what do you think?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's the plus one? What's the thing that you can do that adds?
I think video is starting to become a huge thing lately. At least that's like at least the runs that I've been doing and the artists that I've been working. It's always been like hey, like there's a video we want to do and et cetera, et cetera. So if there's something I could offer or advice to offer to photographers, it's like learning video is really steps up your portfolio and really steps your game up. And then for sure at the beginning, if you can swing merch,
slang merch.
Can you sling merch? That's a huge thing. And obviously, you won't do it forever, hopefully, and you can just only focus on like
yes, it's a good gateway though. It's a good way to get your foot in the door, meet the people you need to meet. See, you're offering more value to the people who can't afford lots of people on tour.
Okay, I think what you just said is the best way to say it. Merch is like the perfect gateway, and then if like, oh, I also shoot photography too, and et cetera, and it's like, and if you can do video too, and if you can do video well, I think that makes you very valuable. But maybe that's just I don't know.
It's the Pokemon Snap of photography,
Yeah.
Cornish Gamer says, "What's your favorite part of working with a trio of brothers who are very creative themselves on tour?"
That's a lot of fun. We had, oh man, the thing is, working with those guys, they're so involved in the content. Like we did this video. So they, for example, they headlined Radio City Music Hall this last fall because they're a New York City based band. And I was thinking like, oh man, they probably want this like epic video montage of Radio City and big crowd shots and slow motion, et cetera, et cetera. And Ryan, who's in the band, texted me. He's like, hey man, I have an idea. I just don't know how to like execute this. And the idea was like the whole video is them getting ready. It's not even the show. and it's actually it's on my Instagram somewhere.
Connor will find it.
Yeah. Oh, if you can find it, because it's really there's also it's also the intro to one of the Tour Doc episodes, but it is like a very like it's a really good video. Like,
do you know what date it was posted? Like when it was posted?
Yes,
like a year ago.
It was September, late September, early
October.
That's all we need.
Connor will find it. He's good at it.
Late September, early October, and that was like that video to me defines the creativity that those guys bring to the table.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to see it.
That's the best way I can explain it. And also, like, they literally created that whole show that they put together, and they came up with all the ideas. But it's a blast working with them because they're so involved in the content. They're so immersed into it and the narrative and the story. So, yeah, really, really honored to work with
Also,
those guys.
you have to say this because they're all watching, right? So, like, this isn't
right.
Yeah.
I think they are watching. I sent Ryan the link to it, so I think Ryan is actually watching. I don't know if he has a Twitch account, but I think he is watching. So
sorry, Ryan. You can only comment if you are a follower. I'm sorry, man. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's awesome. Are you on PQ next?
Yeah, PQ Multimedia said, "Do you keep all the photos from tour, or do you only keep the ones that you flagged?" And I'm going to add to that actually. And how long do you keep them?
What meaning? Like,
just means do you delete the ones that you don't flag?
Yeah, like if you flagged 100, you said, but you shot 1,500. Do you keep them all?
Oh, I keep all of them. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Man, I got hard drives for days. Oh yeah, keep it. You got to keep it. Yeah, keep everything. Back up everything too.
We're collectors. We're photographers. Yeah. We like to collect things.
Oh man, you should see my hard drive collection. You shoot
video. I don't even want to know You're flexing on some people.
Ooh, yeah, video's dangerous when it gets to filling.
This
up
hard
there.
drive was for yesterday.
Yeah.
So Christian says, do you study the artist's performance or do you go and catch the most as you can? I'm just guessing it's focused on, I don't understand the last part of it. I'm guessing it's focused on, when you're shooting a new artist, do you research them? Do you study them?
Catch means like do the shoot and hope for the best. You know what I mean? Like catch what's happening.
Oh, catch the most you
Yeah.
can. Oh, I was thinking of the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you just catch the most you can in camera? I get you. Okay.
Gotcha.
Sorry about that, Christian.
Do I? Sorry.
Sorry. So they're asking, do you do some research ahead of time and then say, okay, I'm going to be here, here, and here during this, or do you just go and kind of wing it and say, I'm just going to do the best I can, doing it live?
I kind of just do that. I just kind of go for it and do the best I can. If I have the chance to do some research and understand the show a little bit, 100%. That was like my first day at rehearsals with the Lumineers. That was all I was doing was shooting and then writing notes where the lights are going to be.
Okay.
Like for like each song and like trying to understand like the blocking a little bit more. But other than that, I was just like going to start shooting because otherwise, I don't know, it's something. Kind of both. If I have the chance to study it, I'll try to.
Lisa asks, what's the hardest thing you had to learn on tour?
Oh man. Tour.
At least we know the answers are honest.
Yeah.
They're coming,
I love
Vita.
hearing people think, actually. To me, that's
I
that makes
guess
two of us.
Before I started touring, I was just so I mean, since I was like
mean and
17,
aggressive.
I would stay up until like I would stay up until 2 a.m, like every night. And so I think on tour I got pushed a little bit harder, and that made me get sick quite often.
Oh.
And I think that was something that I learned quickly, that I gotta wash my hands. I gotta drink a lot more water than I usually do. And that was something that I just kind of took for granted. I just never drank water a whole lot. I didn't wash my hands a whole lot. I was just kind of run and go about everything. So exactly, like,
dude, I didn't realize how much water we needed until I was older. I was like, oh, what? We need this all the time, like all day. I think I was dehydrated for most of my life. So
I just drink Dr. Pepper all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just tired.
So
Yeah.
PQ Multimedia followed up with, like, are there just hard drives full of photos? So in other words, you're shooting all of these, you're keeping them all on tour, you're doing however many shows. What's your case of hard drives like?
Each show will have a folder for photos and then a folder for video.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll back those up.
Probably organize them by date. Have a hard drive with you. Maybe do you have multiple copies on tour, like redundancy, just in case something happens? Or
yeah,
okay.
I have to. Yeah, so organize by date. Like 10/10 Denver, Colorado, for example. You go in there. There's photos, and then there's video, and then if you go on video, there's like BTS show, and then I kind of try to narrow everything down.
Do you do BTS show? Do you also label B-roll versus A-roll, or just BTS show and you decide later?
If I have the time, I'll do it. But as far as video goes, like 90% of the time when I'm filming something and I know I'm going to use it, it's weird. I just sort of like mark it in my head and I go, I already know which clip this is going to be.
Okay.
And I know like exactly what I'm going to use. I know what I'm going to put in. I know what I'm going to pull into Final Cut and et cetera, et cetera. But if I can really organize it to the smallest detail, I really do try, because if you get messy with photos and video, it is not fun.
Another question is, so are you going to switch to a Canon R5? Especially with 8K footage, etc. I mean, there's no outlet for 8K footage, but it gives you crop it.
I wanted to, but now I don't want to, because you need an adapter for it, right? You
need an adapter if you're not going to use RF lenses, but you don't lose any quality on the lenses using an adapter.
Right.
Really, what the adapter is doing is, on a mirrorless body where the mirror is, the flange distance between the sensor and the lens of an RF lens can be shorter. With the RF lenses, it has to be longer, so the adapter adapts the mount and gets the flange distance correct.
Gotcha. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like,
Flange.
what
What a word.
What a word.
I'm sure it's an amazing camera. I'm sure there's going to be so many things that like, oh man, I can do this so much easier, et cetera, et cetera. But I also just feel like, like super quick story. So, my very last show that I shot this year, with the Lumineers, Pete Souza came on that day with us because he's friends with the band,
Cool.
and I got to shoot with him and kind of get to know him. And
That's pretty
just,
legendary.
yeah, no, he's a personal hero of mine, and I told him like, dude, I'm a big fan. I got your books in my house, and he was super cool about it. But I remember like I wanted to talk, cameras with him and just be like, hey man, like, what do you use? What do you like to use? And he was like, yeah, for like 4 years I used a 5D Mark III and a 2470, and that's it. I was like, that's it? And he was like, pretty much. And I was like, did you want to upgrade? And he was like, nope.
I love
To
it.
me,
Does the job.
I was just like, if I like it and it's just doing the job the way I want it to, then I might as well just keep using it. And I have my Sony too that I like a lot too, so I'm just gonna keep both. Although that new Sony A7S II, I'm
3, yeah.
I'll probably cop that.
No, I'll say the 3 from the 2 and especially for photo is insane. It's so much faster.
It is, man. Yeah.
It's like yeah.
Yeah. Great question though. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
So anybody got any other questions in there before we close out?
we're about to shut this baby down. Yo, are you familiar with the game Magic the Gathering, Austin?
Magic what?
Magic the Gathering. It's a card game.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, cool. Well, this isn't that interesting of a story, but I was just gonna say on Twitch you can like raid other channels, but there's not many photography channels, and I just checked and nobody's live, so we always just raid a Magic the Gathering channel.
God.
And I love Magic the Gathering, so that's why. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But everybody say thank you. Thank you so much for coming, Austin. Everybody say thank you to him.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Of
I
course.
really appreciate it. Yeah, you guys have had some like legends come on here, so I was like, dude, I'll for sure come on here.
And
yeah,
and
absolutely.
based
We're
on your
amongst
work,
them.
you're right there with
You're
them.
right up there,
Wow,
man.
thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys.
I mean, your work speaks for itself. People go seriously.
I love your mindset.
Connor
too.
just posted all of Austin's links. Go check out his portfolio because it's some amazing stuff. And subscribe to him. Follow him on Instagram too.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Appreciate that.
Of course. I'm gonna do this raid real fast. Don't go anywhere though because we can still talk on Zoom. But I'm just gonna do this. And thank you everybody. Have a good one. Show them what we're about. Show them some shower shoes or some eggheads or whatever you want. Be kind.
No shower.
Yeah, no shower shoes. Just be kind to them. All right, let me raid this. Okay, cool. And we'll stop streaming. One moment.